Welcome to the first episode of the Hallmark Report. This, of course, is our YouTube show where, oh man, there's so many Hallmark movies to sift through, but we're here to help you, and that's why we have our on-site correspondent out in the field, Kinsey Campbell, who is taking the bullet for you and watching all the Hallmark movies, and we'll see which ones are worth watching and which ones are worth skipping. Kinsey, how many people I think might be shocked that this is we're starting this early, right? That this is coming out. This will be coming out before the end of October. We're starting this.
Yes, they started October 18th. Was the first one.
October 18th. And is that the earliest they've started?
This is pretty early. I feel like they used to start like last week of October, maybe beginning of November. Mm-hmm. But it's been creeping up.
It does feel
slowly.
That way. And do you have a number on?
Many.
Have they announced how many they're planning to do by year's end?
I think it's 47.
47 new movies
and two TV shows.
That's right. There's series. Did that start last year that they did a series, or is this new?
I think is the first year they've had Christmas TV shows.
TV's limited. These are limited series. Yes. Man, I guess that's inevitable, right?
They had to get there eventually. One of them I think is sort of like the movies, and one of them is a mystery series.
Because that is also, I think people don't. I don't think people fully realize, unless you're really invested in the Hallmark world, that the Hallmark does make content year round. Because in other parts of the year, and part of that is sort of the cozy mysteries specifically.
Yes, they do have several cozy mystery series.
They have an entire mystery channel, right?
Yes, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
There you go. But come holiday season, they all go to 24/7 Christmas programming, right?
Yes. If you're looking, because they usually will sometimes show Murder, She Wrote and stuff on that channel, but that all goes away. It's all movies.
Yeah, because they've just got that many, and they're adding 47 new ones. All right, well, this will be a weekly report. We'll give you a weekly breakdown of what Christmas movies, and not all Christmas, right? Don't they do some Hanukkah ones?
Yes, they've added Hanukkah movies the past few years.
It's shockingly recent.
Yes, it's probably within the last 5 years.
Yeah,
they've done Hanukkah.
Yeah. And that was when Candace Cameron was like, "I'm out." Pew, pew.
It was fairly quickly after that she was like, "I don't want anything other than Christmas."
They put gay people and Jewish people in these movies, and she's like, "I'm out of here."
She didn't want any part of that.
No, can't have that.
She will not be appearing in any of these.
All right, so how many movies did you watch this week?
I watched 4.
4, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. That's some, but not, that's doable.
That's doable. There's going to be weeks where they're doubling up on days, where they're putting 2 out on a day, so that's when it's going to get high.
And is there a run for this? Is this an every day there's a new one thing, or do they have a schedule of the week? Is it a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing, or
Usually they air on Thursday through Sunday.
Okay, so it's the weekend, which makes sense, right? Because Hallmark is still a channel that broadcasts, which seems insane to think about today. Yes. You're watching these streaming, obviously.
Yeah.
But the idea is still that they're still thinking about when these will air and when are people going to be home to watch them is indicative of clearly who they think their audience is.
Yes, they usually air on at 8 o'clock on the weekend. I watch them on Peacock or Hallmark Plus. I have the Hallmark Plus app.
That's right. They have their own app.
Yep.
Is that a free app, or do you pay for that?
I pay for that.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And we're getting
all the movies,
and we're getting no money for this. But what that also means is you have no financial incentive to lie about these, so you will tell people if they're to be avoided. Yeah. So of the 4, how many are any of them? And keep just for statement. I've watched none. I will continue to watch none. So everything you're telling me, I'm the audience surrogate here on the show. I've seen none of these. I have no idea. So of the four, are any of these? We'll get into them individually, but do you recommend? How many of these do you actually recommend people watch?
Probably 2.
2. Okay, so there. It's you know what. That's a 500. That's a good. If this was baseball, that's a solid batting average. Actually, that's an incredible batting average in baseball. But so all right, they're 2 for 4 here. Let's break into them individually. What kicked off? What was their premiere movie? How did they start the holiday season?
They started their holiday season with "'Twas the Date Before Christmas."
'Twas the Date Before Christmas. They do love a pun. And
yes,
what is the... Boil it down for us. What is the basic plot of 'Twas the Date Before Christmas?
"'Twas the Date Before Christmas" is about a woman who... her mom decides that she's having a rough year, so she's like, what if we just canceled all of our usual Christmas traditions because you're having a rough time?
Because that would be something that you wouldn't want to do if you're having a rough time, is the implication there.
Yeah, I thought it was an odd choice by the mom to be like, you don't want to do any of these Christmas things that you love because you've had a rough year, so let's just cancel them.
Interesting choice.
And so to keep those traditions going, she pretends that she has a boyfriend.
The daughter pretends she has a boyfriend.
Yeah. She tells the mom, we have to keep the tradition going because I have a boyfriend and I'm bringing him home for these traditions.
Because the normal human, emotionally stable reaction would just be to go, no, don't do that. I want to keep these traditions. No, there has to be subterfuge in a Hallmark movie.
It's Hallmark. That's not how we're doing things.
No, yeah. So, we could probably rank these on a scale of how normal a human reaction does anyone have to what's happening.
Oh, this one would... well, I don't know. There's another one that could win, but this one could win that.
Okay,
award.
Yeah, there you go. Let's maybe at the end of the thing we'll state what is the most irrational behavior in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. So she tells the mom, I have a boyfriend, I'm bringing him home. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have the boyfriend.
Of course
so
not.
She goes on a dating app and says, I'm looking to bring a guy home for Christmas. If you're interested in this, swipe on me. And there just happens to be Brian.
Yep.
Who decides that doesn't sound like such a bad idea. He's never had a big family Christmas.
Of course.
So they start talking and he agrees to go home with her for Christmas.
And let me guess, he's hunky in a wholesome way?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a look they chase on these movies.
He has that look.
Yeah.
Robert Buckley.
Buckley. I don't... Yeah, that's
Robert Buckley.
Yeah, you'll have to also tell me, do I know anyone in this movie?
So we have Amy, I think it's Groening?
Yeah.
Is Jessie, who's the main girl. I don't think you'd know her. She's mostly been in Hallmark movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of people who are famous just for these.
Robert Buckley would be known to people from Hallmark, but also One Tree Hill and iZombie.
Right, yeah. There's a big crossover between the CW and Hallmark.
Yes.
And
most of these people have been in CW shows.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's all in Canada, as we often talk about.
Yeah.
Subsequently to that, the people I may know there's also a lot of crossover between Sci-Fi Channel shows and Hallmark, which is where I may know some people.
Yep.
Yeah, and usually I will say, my guess is I will probably also more know the older actors. Is there anyone of note in this?
I did not notice anyone in this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Of note, older actors.
Yeah, because they employ a lot of TV stars of the 80s and 90s in Hallmark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people we grew up watching on TV. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And,
there actually is someone in one of these movies that I did grow up watching on TV.
There we
go.
go.
But she's younger.
Okay. Yeah, that also happens. Yeah, they could be child actors from the...
Yes.
Yeah. So this one, how do you rate this one?
On a...
Let's say out of that's right. We have different scales on a scale of 1 to 5 top hat wearing snowmen. How many top hat wearing snowmen do you give 'Twas the Date Before Christmas?
This is a solid Hallmark movie.
Okay.
If like you've never seen one, I'd be like, this is a pretty good example of what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got inspired by a true story.
Really?
Don't know what that means. It started with inspired by a true
I'm
story.
much more interested in that, actually, than because just based on what you've described,
Yeah.
I'm much more interested in the idea that this even remotely happened than I am in this fictional version.
Yeah. You got Family Christmas Olympics,
Of course. Yeah, sure. That's a
a,
thing.
a developer who's unfortunately going to have to evict someone from their small business.
That's, I mean, isn't that in like 95% of these?
It's in a lot of them. So that's why I'm like, it's kind of got all the Hallmark things.
Okay. It's checking all
So
the boxes.
I would give it like a 3.5.
3.5 top hat wearing
Yeah.
snowmen. We will have a
Yeah.
different scale. I mean, it'll always be 5, but we'll have 5 different Christmassy
It's
things.
solid. It's like right in the middle. It's a solid one. If you're going to watch one,
All
I
right.
would actually recommend it. It's fun. They're very charming. The two leads, they have a nice chemistry.
They're Hallmark regulars.
Yes, and this is her first lead. She's been the supporting character
Oh,
in other Hallmark movies, but now she has
are you like, yes,
risen
finally?
to the top.
Are you,
She actually was very charming in last year's The Santa Summit as one of the friends.
okay.
So-
And my question for these always, does magic exist in this?
Magic did not exist in
Okay,
this one.
because that is something I'm fascinated by. Some of these are very just grounded and realistic, and other ones are full-on fantasy movies. So
Yes, this one is. I mean, what the character decisions are strange,
Right.
but there's no magic.
there's no magic. Okay, great. That'll also be a question I have for each of these. All right, so
One of them will.
so off to a good start then with our first one. What was the second movie they put out? What's next?
The second movie was Holiday Crashers.
Holiday Crashers. A
Yes.
little late to the Wedding Crashers. I've not striking while the iron's hot there. The tie-in on that.
This is absolutely Hallmark's Christmas Wedding Crashers.
Once again, a movie that came out. I don't know how
Yeah.
many years ago. A long time.
I'm not sure
more
why
than
they thought
15
this year
years
was the year
ago,
for it,
probably.
but-
Yeah. Finally,
Yeah,
we
this-
finally cracked how to do this for Christmas. They said.
Yep. This one has Lindsay Fonseca, who
Okay. Yeah.
you would know.
I'm guessing probably the audience we normally have on Punch Up would know her as the female leading the first Kick-Ass.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of a crossover.
Yeah, I'll be here to tell you what comic book movies people were in.
Yeah. She does a lot of Hallmark movies. Mm-hmm. She usually does a Christmas movie every year.
Okay.
We have, so she's as Tony.
Tony with
And
an
then,
I.
we have,
Is it
yes,
Tony?
with an I.
Yep.
And then this one's kind of a little bit about friendship. So we have Daniela, I think it's Monet, as Bree.
Okay.
And Chris McNally, who's a Hallmark regular, as Justin.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the plot on this one?
So this one is about, I'll actually just read the description of it.
That's fine.
When two best friends make up fake identities to crash Christmas parties, they're unexpectedly pushed down paths that could lead one to love and the other to her life's purpose.
God, the idea of crashing Christmas parties seems really sad to me.
They crash several Christmas parties and one Hanukkah party.
Oh, well, yeah, once again, Hallmark, they got the notes about the diversity. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
no one's crashing. No one has ever crashed a Christmas party. I mean, not to at least not to the level of needing fake identities to do it.
Well, because see, they work at a gift and card shop, so they have access
I
to the
know.
invitations that people bring in.
And these people's lives are just so sad they have to get involved in other people's Christmas celebrations.
And I will say, they get too involved at these parties.
Are
They
these,
are
like-
like
are these-
putting on a show.
Well, that's a
These
bad.
parties.
I mean, I guess they do that in Wedding Crashers, don't they? I guess they do make themselves sort of the
probably
life of the party in that movie.
Yeah, so
But-
they do that.
But are these?
But these are much smaller parties
well, yeah.
than probably anything in Wedding Crashers.
Well, number one, weddings, Christmas parties, also big studio movie,
Yeah.
Hallmark movie.
yeah, so it really stands out how
When you
much
say,
they're drawing attention
and when you
to
say
themselves.
Christmas parties, you mean like corporate Christmas, like a company's Christmas party?
One of them definitely is a corporate Christmas party. One of them seemed to be like a charity event.
Because it can't be like people's homes, right? That would be weird.
Hanukkah one and the charity one seemed to be in somebody's house.
Okay, because that's the weird thing. It's like
One was at a bar. One was like a British Christmas party at a bar.
I mean, one of the reasons you can crash a wedding is because conceivably there's 100, 200 people there. Like, aside from like a big corporation's Christmas party, you're going to be like, hey, we don't know you.
Yeah. Well, and then that's the problem is they go to one party and someone knows one of them. And that leads to trouble.
Trouble and probably romance.
Yes, because one of them ends up having to pretend to be a lawyer, even though she didn't take the bar exam.
That actually
and ends up falling in love with the person she's working for.
Now that we were talking about the idea of somebody shutting down a factory so common, I do think, do 100% of these involve subterfuge of some kind? Because almost every Hallmark movie seems to involve somebody pretending to be something, lying to somebody about something.
Yes. 4 of these do.
Okay, great. They all have subterfuge. Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's about as much conflict as you can put in a Hallmark movie. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one has someone pretending to be a lawyer, even though she has not passed the bar exam.
Oh. Well, they're trying to cash in on that Suits popularity that's going on right now.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit of that, except she did go to law school, so that's the difference.
Yeah. That's
she
true.
just didn't pass the bar.
Yeah, and actually, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of people like that in reality.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you rate this one? How many top hat wearing snowmen does was it Christmas Crashers?
Holiday Crashers.
Holiday Crashers. Right. Because the Hanukkah party. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hanukkah party.
Holiday Crashers gets how many snowmen?
This one, I know other people I think have liked it. I did not love this one. I found the main characters kind of annoying. It was not my favorite. It was a better movie about friendship than last year's Never Been Kissed, which was a movie about friendship that was horrible.
It has maybe one of the worst titles of one of these ever. I mean, they're
easily.
They're working so hard for the pun on Never Been Kissed.
Never Been Kissed.
Like, Kissed isn't a term. Like, no, that's not a word. No one's ever said that.
He was a person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really weird.
So it was better than this, but I'd probably give it a 2. This isn't one I would say you need to go out of your way to find.
All right, 2 snowmen. I don't think you need to waste.
Yeah,
Holiday
there's better
Crashers.
things to watch.
All right, the third one. What's this third one?
The third one is Scouting for Christmas.
Scouting for Christmas. Let me guess. Is this based around the Boys and or Girl Scouts of America?
It is based around the Sunny Scouts.
Well, yes, of course, because this is always the case. Those are copyrighted things. Somebody owns the trademark for.
So it is a Girl Scout like troop.
Right. Yeah, like the Brady Bunch. They were part of the Sunflower Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one is former Disney Channel kid star Tamara Mowry Housley.
Oh, yeah.
One of the sisters.
Was Sister a Disney Channel show? Was that? I think that was a network show.
I think it was a network show that aired in reruns
on Disney.
And I think but she also has done Disney movies. So
yeah. They ended up Disney Kids, but I think Sister. Yeah, I think
Sister was a network show.
Yeah, it was. Which it feels like a Disney Channel show, but I think it actually
does.
Was. Yeah, I think that was before they had shows though.
Mm-hmm. That was a little bit earlier.
Yeah, or at least like shows like that. They had like the new Mickey Mouse Club.
Yes,
anyway,
but
sorry.
I was a big sisters.
One of the sisters who are currently feuding in real life.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, like they don't speak. That made me very sad.
Yeah. So you said this is Tamara?
Yes, this is Tamara Mowry.
Okay.
Leads as a busy realtor and single mother,
of course,
who must decide between reuniting her family or embarking on a new love affair for the holidays.
Why, and explain to me, Kinsey, why that has become one of 2 options. Why is that a binary choice for her?
Well, it's interesting because she's not really interested in reuniting her family.
Oh.
Like, she has an ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
She's not interested in getting back with him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What is
like, they co-parent well, but she's not that. She's not interested in that.
What is happening? What is keeping her from doing both things? Anything?
So well, embarking on the new romance, she's scared.
Oh, well, yes, of course. And I imagine
Yeah.
that busy career is always a problem for the female leads of Hallmark.
Oh, it always is.
Mm-hmm.
And also, can she embark on a new romance with her daughter's favorite baker?
Oh, well, of course, somebody has to be a baker.
Yeah, because then her daughter wouldn't be able to go to the bakery if they broke up,
Oh,
is another issue. Yeah.
man, the stakes are so high on Hallmark.
But
Jeez.
little do they know that her daughter is scheming to get the two of them to fall in love by having them work together to come up with a pitch for his bakery catering the Sunny Scouts holiday party.
Oh, right, because I forgot about the whole title and this about scouting.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure.
For some reason, the description does not mention the whole Sunny Scouts thing, which is like the main thing that's happening.
Right,
Which is
yeah.
them doing this holiday party.
So it's a little
with
parent
the Sunny
trappy
Scouts.
in that sense.
Yes.
Okay, or
Very parent trappy.
or All I Want for Christmas
Except-
would be the holiday
Yes.
parent trap movie.
All I Want for Christmas. Yep. She's trying to like find ways to get these two to fall in love.
Yeah. Man, the idea of kids trying to get adults to fall in love, there's so many movies about it. And it's the
There's a lot.
most insane concept to me. But that's the
I
world of
doubt
Hallmark.
most kids are doing that.
That's a lot of work, number one. I don't think I would have had the energy for that, number one.
There's also just a very creepy den mother who's in charge of this Girl Scout or this Sunny Scout group who comes off like kind of cult leadery.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's
She's
what you
very
want.
creepy. For some reason, at the end of the movie, she's wearing a full-on crown, like not a
Okay.
tiara,
Okay.
an actual crown.
Okay.
She's scary.
We can assume, by the way,
I-
in all of these that things turn out well. We don't really, we're not here to spoil these necessarily, but I think you can pretty much guess that things are going to go okay by the end of all of these.
most of these movies will end with them kissing and then immediate credits.
Yeah, because that's as far as it goes on Hallmark.
Yeah, like very quick to credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get that kiss. That's all people
Yep.
want. Now I'm satisfied and I can move on with my life.
Yep, on to the next one.
So how many snowmans does Scouting for Christmas get?
I give it a 3.
3? Okay.
I thought it was enjoyable. I like her a lot. I think she's good at doing comedy, like the little comedy beats she can
I mean,
do.
she's basically
which a lot
been
of people
on sitcoms her whole life,
Yeah, so like a lot of people can't do that, but she can do that. So I thought she and the main guy had a nice chemistry. The daughter was not annoying, which was a huge plus because she's in it a lot. But I didn't find her annoying.
so all of these so far, no magic involved?
No magic involved
Okay.
in any of these.
Okay. All right.
Yep, nope, just parent trapping.
Okay. So 3 snowmen to Scouting for Christmas. Our fourth and final one. Let's get to it. What's the last one? And you're doing these in the order that they aired?
Yes.
Okay.
So this one is Operation Nutcracker, which this one technically has not aired on Hallmark yet. It was on Hallmark Plus.
So this is an exclusive review. This is
an exclusive review because I got to watch it a little bit early, having the Hallmark app.
and I assume Operation
will-
Nutcracker is some sort of intense geopolitical military thriller.
You got it.
A lot of scenes in war rooms.
really-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It
Operation
will air on Hallmark on October 25th.
Okay. So yeah.
But right now it's
so
just on
by the
Hallmark Plus.
time this comes out, it will be out.
Yes,
Okay.
it will have aired.
There you go.
Operation Nutcracker has Ashley Newbro as Lottie and Christopher Russell as Tristan.
Got me on either one of those. I have no idea. Who
These
those
are two people I only know from Hallmark.
Okay. I mean,
The plot of this one is
if you can get in on that gig, that's consistent work.
it's huge. You
Mm-hmm.
can make 5 of these a year.
And they do they do whole conventions for these now, right? They have conventions
yeah.
just for the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yeah, you can go to the Christmas con.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm sure people do.
I'm once again, I'm sure that's a huge moneymaker for people like this. Go there and sign
yeah.
autographs. I probably would know, 25% of anyone who was there.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't.
Once
know
I got
most
past Lacey Chabert and Danica McKellar, I would be out, And
of them. I
maybe a
believe
guy.
you will.
Maybe a guy I saw on Battlestar Galactica once.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will get to Lacey Chabert later this holiday
Well, you
season.
have to, right? I mean, isn't she? She's sort of one you can slot in.
Yes.
You have to.
So
she's one of their
she
stars.
has to be in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know these two though. Okay, so what's the plot? Operation Nutcracker.
Yep. This is when a priceless antique nutcracker set to be auctioned at the Warby family Christmas charity goes missing in an unfortunate suitcase swap. It is up to exacting event planner Lottie Morgan and the free-spirited heir to the Warby dynasty, Tristan, to track it down, all while capturing the heart and spirit of Christmas.
Okay, so it was accidentally lost, not purposefully stolen?
No, it was an accidental suitcase swap at the airport.
Once again, Hallmark has just got to keep those stakes so low, don't they? They can't even have somebody be mildly nefarious and steal it.
No, it is that Lottie, Tristan, and another guy at the airport all have the same suitcase, and the guy who accidentally ends up with it is an overworked father who's not spending enough time with his ballerina daughter.
Oh, of course. People's jobs are always crushing them in Hallmark.
Yeah, his job is making it too. And so it's a lot of his wife going like, your daughter just wants to see you.
And what business is he in?
Business.
Yeah, he has to do business. Oh,
I don't
no,
remember if they actually said.
We won't
It just
get
seemed
the
like business.
We won't be able to close the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He travels for work.
Yeah. Sometimes he
lot.
travels for business reasons.
Yeah.
He works wherever
So,
Ward
yes.
Cleaver works.
Yep.
At job.
And-
Yeah.
Yep, at job. But he accidentally ends up with the priceless Nutcracker. And they say priceless Nutcracker a lot.
How is this not just easily fixed with a phone call?
Well, they call the airport, and that's a whole thing with the airport employee. And then they get his like planner, and so then they're trying to track him down based on where his planner says he's gonna be, but they keep missing him.
Oh boy! Now, does she fall in? Which one does she fall in love with?
She falls in love with Tristan, the free-spirited heir to the Warby fortune.
Yeah, he's I can't get over what a free spirit you are.
He's a free spirit by the fact that he's been traveling for a year and has maybe the worst fake beard I've ever seen at the beginning of this movie.
Great.
Like, you can clearly see they've glued this thing on.
They've glued it on and then started the camera, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like it's such a clean line on
good.
his face
Yeah.
of the beard.
Yeah.
And then, of course, later he shaves and he's in a suit, and you're like, whoa, he's the heir to the Warby fortune.
That's kind of the equivalent of she takes off her glasses and lets down her hair, and she's beautiful, right?
Yeah, shaving a beard and getting a suit. Yep.
Yeah. Why? Who could have guessed? He was handsome the whole time.
And the heir to a fortune.
Yeah. Once again, I must ask, is there magic?
This one, I believe there is magic.
There's magic in this one. Because I will say, from the plot description you gave me, I didn't hear about any magic.
I believe there's magic because the daughter of the guy who accidentally takes the Nutcracker gets very attached to the Nutcracker because she got sick and could not perform in her Nutcracker performance. And so he gives her the Nutcracker to comfort her. But then they find out that it actually belongs to this family for this charity, and they have to auction it off to raise money for the children's hospital. So she has to give it back, and she's very sad.
But it's also
she
priceless.
She does get to perform at it.
So it's
she gets to perform at
priceless.
the charity event.
It's priceless and worth a lot.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And so I can't remember how much it sells for at the auction. Mm-hmm. But then under the tree at the end of the movie is a gift with her name on it. And it's the Nutcracker. And a man in a red suit with a white beard put that gift under the tree. So I believe that in the last 2 minutes of this movie, Santa is real.
And stole
this item.
Yeah, that leads to a lot. Yeah, I guess that's right, because you don't know who won the bid, right?
Yeah, so apparently Santa came to this children's hospital charity event, bid on a priceless Nutcracker, and then wrapped it and gave it back to this girl.
10,000 for me, Santa.
And he's in like like a party, like he's like casual Santa.
This is
Like
casual.
his beard's a little bit shorter.
Well, we can't be ridiculous with this thing. He's got to be a more grounded Santa.
But it was a very real reveal of like, did this movie just put Santa in?
Kind of for
in
no
the
reason.
last,
Yeah.
like, 3 minutes for some reason.
You
Santa's
know
real?
that's a big pet peeve of mine, particularly in otherwise realistic things. Just be like, and
Yeah.
Santa was real. I'm like, whoa, no. Home Improvement. Home Improvement can't just introduce Santa in the last 5 minutes of an episode and go like, oh yeah, this is a world where Santa's real. No, it's
has
not.
Upset you for years.
Yeah, I mean, even weirder that Tim Allen would, of course, go on to famously play Santa in a bunch of stuff. But yeah.
But it was so surprising because there had been nothing up to that point that said
Because there are, and
Santa's gonna be in this.
Because I'm sure there will be Santa-centric ones. There always are.
Oh,
There's usually
got to
at least a couple of actual Santa-based movies
Yeah.
for Hallmark.
I mean, Santa's son has got to be in here somewhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of descendants of Santa in these movies.
Yes, there was one last year. I think "Catch Me If You Santa" or something.
Catch Me If You Santa. Come on, that's not even a thing.
But I believe that movie was about Santa's son. I don't know if it was actually called "Catch Me If You Santa."
I don't know, man. Never Been Kissed is about as bad as Catch Me If You Santa.
"Catch Me If You Claus."
I mean, that makes it's slightly more sense than Catch Me If You Santa. But not a ton more.
Yeah.
Not a ton more sense.
That's where somebody thinks it's a home intruder, but it's actually Santa's son.
Who was doing a home intrusion, though, still. That's the problem.
It took a dark turn.
So, okay, so how many snowmens do you give, what was the name of this one?
Operation Nutcracker.
Yeah, how many snowmen?
I was not a fan of Operation Nutcracker.
Uh-oh.
This one felt like we had even less money than we usually have at Hallmark.
And I think they
we did not have a lot of
famously...
sets.
Don't they famously have a cap on their budgets?
They must.
I think I heard once, and this may have changed, but at least years ago, it was like $2 million is like as much as they would ever spend on one of these.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah, I think that, and that's their Marvel movie would be a $2 million. You know, that's their huge budget.
Some of you do watch and you go like, okay, they put a little bit more effort into this one.
Because that's the thing.
This one felt like they did not do that.
They are definitely quantity over quality in their business plan. So
we got 47 of these things to make. We gotta go.
So how many snowmen do you give this one?
I would probably also give this one a 2. I don't think you need to go out of your way to see Operation Nutcracker.
Okay.
There are better ones to watch about charity events.
The takeaway is you're saying watch 2 of these, skip 2 of these, and the 2 they should watch are which ones?
I would say you should watch "'Twas the Date Before Christmas" and "Scouting for Christmas."
Okay.
I think those are fun. Those are enjoyable.
The
characters are pretty likable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's your Hallmark report for the week. Do you know what's coming up next week? Are you excited for anything specifically next week?
Next week, let me get out my
let's give
app.
Let's give a little. That's right. You have a whole calendar of these, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I know. It's only half jokingly that we're doing this as like a journalistic endeavor.
Every year, I have set out to watch all of these movies.
Yeah.
And every year I have failed.
That's the thing.
So this is the first year
that we're holding you accountable by having an audience that's actually waiting for this info.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this week there was one that was on Thursday, October 24th. Which is This Time Each Year.
This Time Each Year. Okay.
Yep. Which has Hallmark regular Allison Sweeney.
I know Allison Sweeney more as a name than I can specifically say what I've seen her in, but I do know she is an actress.
She's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She's in a lot of Hallmark movies. Then we have on Saturday, October 26th, The Christmas Charade. Which is about an undercover FBI agent.
Ooh.
So
get some action.
Yeah,
Probably
maybe
not.
some action there.
Probably
and then
not.
Sunday, October 27th is the 5-year Christmas party.
It's a long time.
Which is apparently about caterers.
Okay.
So
That's the party down of Hallmark movies?
Disney Party Down of Hallmark movies.
All right, yeah.
So that is what is coming up
Well, there you go.
this week on Hallmark.
This week on Hallmark.
Those are their Christmas movies.
Well, thank you, Kinsey, for your report and your due diligence. I will continue to watch none of these. As always, yeah, you say every year you still have to watch all of them. I am many years going of still at 0. So,
You're gonna keep that record.
Keep that going, man. Yeah, not my thing. But once again, hopefully we can help you sift through what's worth it and what's not for you, so that you don't have to watch 47 movies.
We'll see how sane I am by the end of
Yeah,
this.
by the end it's just like I don't know, man. Christmas.
Just my brain can only think Christmas.
Christmas. It'll turn into the Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Underbauer is just saying case.
Yeah, it'll be that
It'll
of
just
just
be going,
Christmas.
Christmas.
I'm just writing it on a window.
Christmas.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Kinsey, and we'll be back next week with another report.